Hey, welcome, y'all. Welcome to Texas Overtime. I'm Hunter Dworaczyk, senior sports reporter, and to my left...
Oh, yeah. What's up, y'all? My name is Jordan Mitchell, and I'm the associate sports editor.
Nice. And so before we get started with talking about Texas football, we kind of have some sad news to share.
Wow.
You want to tell them about the news, Jordan?
Yeah, so the Daily Texan has a dodgeball team called...
The Daily Flexin'.
And we lost our very first game 4-1 against the athletic trainers. They were really scary.
They were.
You know, the majority of our dodgeball team is made up of sports reporters, but just because we're sports reporters does not mean that we're good at sports. Yeah. I got nailed in the head 3 times. It was a very scary experience.
But it only gets better from here.
It only gets better. It only gets better from here. Yeah. We all thought that we were going to get cooked before this game, and we won one game and very closely won a couple of others.
It could have gone either way. You know.
If a couple of those calls would have gone our way, then we would have had it. Just like the Alabama game, right?
They're scared.
Yeah, no, we outplayed them. Yeah. We outplayed them. They just had the refs on their side. Yeah.
So next week, we'll be more cheerful.
Yeah, we need
overall.
We need the support of our Longhorn family and our Daily Texan basement to win our next game. We're gonna go 2-1. We're gonna make playoffs and we're gonna sweep. We're gonna run the table. Best 0-1 team in the country.
Mic drop.
We can't drop these mics though. That would probably be bad. Yeah. I don't think audio would be very happy with us.
No, they would not. Yeah.
So how was the UTSA game last week?
It was a lot of fun. I guess I was surprised with the amount of people that showed up. It was just, I wasn't expecting it to be empty by any means because, I feel like general mood of the program or the fans is up, after the Alabama loss. I feel like I kind of projected, people felt good. I felt like they were going to still come, but like the third most attendance of all time, 102,000 people.
DKR was rocking, especially by...
Could you say it again, please?
DKR was rocking.
You said it again.
I think right about, during the third quarter, whenever Bijan Robinson scored that 78-yard touchdown, the student section exploded. We cut down that 10-point... that 10-point deficit, and the student section came alive. At one point in time, the stadium started playing, what's
Don't
that
Stop
one?
Believing?
Yeah, that one Journey song.
We're not that young. Don't you worry.
And everybody got out their flashlights, and it was just something really cool to see from the press box. Yeah. Even being kind of objective and unbiased, that was just something really, really, really cool to witness. Yeah.
I just wish we had the phone cameras capable of capturing that, because that would have been fire. That would have been fuego video.
That would have been a fuego video.
Yeah.
Did you end up posting that on Twitter?
I think I did.
But
it was kind of crusty.
Too.
I think it didn't capture it, but
my Twitter game wasn't quite as good on Saturday as yours was, though I am very proud of my Roshan Johnson tweet at the half. Roshan Johnson had a pretty career game last Saturday against UTSA. He took a couple of snaps from the Wildcat, which is basically you kind of line up as quarterback even whenever you're not a quarterback. And Roshan Johnson was a quarterback in high school, and essentially he would just hand it off to typically Bijan out of that formation, and we got a couple of scores off of that. But wait, I had a point to this. So I deep fried Roshan Johnson because he had 69 yards at the half, and that's my maturity really shining through.
Yes. Yeah, I think a lot of Roshan's success in the Wildcat, I didn't know this at the time because it's kind of far. We need to invest in binoculars, but they had Brendan Marion, the passing or one of the assistant coaches, his go-go offense from that he had back in his HBCU, where it's the person in or like in shotgun, and like two like tailbacks to the right, like just lined up.
Yeah.
And apparently it's as effective against UTSA as it is against back when he was running it.
I mean, it was just really great because I think our running backs, wide receivers, tight ends have just really evolved as blockers within the past year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of the ones where Roshan took that out of the Wildcat. No, that was literally Bijan's huge touchdown where
He had a couple of blocks.
Oh
yeah.
No,
JT.
it was the JT Sanders block. We all knew that like he could be a really good blocker. I mean, he's like 6'3", 6'4", massive. He was a wide receiver in high school though, so he made this shift to tight end once he got to school here. So it's like he wasn't necessarily trained in like blocking, or at least like not nearly as much as he is now at Texas. And he had some amazing blocks for Roshan and Bijan in that game.
No, he's a unit. Like I would not want to be blocked by that man. Just me, you know.
No,
but I mean, I'm not a football player, but I feel like that feeling. I feel like UTSA defenders, they probably felt some of that. You know, I'm sure after one good block, I wouldn't want to be blocked by him anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So, what'd you think about UTSA's like team in general?
Definitely, they were very well coached. You know, at one point in time, I actually was like pro like Jeff Traylor for Texas. Like when we had that opening, I was like, all my people were like, what? Like all my friends, they're like, you're crazy. And then UTSA did what they did. But that's a slight flex. Yeah, they're just well coached. I kind of felt at the beginning, I was like, oh, they're trying to limit the number of possessions Texas gets, because their first possession, they took like 20 plays, like almost 8 minutes off the clock, or maybe more than 8 minutes. And then, you know, I was like, oh, Texas has something to be worried about, especially with
having trouble hearing you. Sorry about that.
Okay, I'll speak louder. You know, because the way like Texas kind of went about it, I was expecting just them to try to smash UTSA to the ground with the running game, and you know, Stark's offense obviously involves a bunch of deep balls, but they weren't connecting in the first half, and I felt like that's kind of what gave UTSA some advantages. But overall, they're just a well-disciplined team, and ultimately Texas just had the better athletes, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that Texas was able to come in second half, make those adjustments, and obviously Jade had the amazing interception in UTSA's territory that kind of like flipped the switch whenever it comes to like momentum too. Obviously that UTSA game was a huge game for Texas, but also just like a really great atmosphere. But it looks like Texas is going to be going into a really crazy atmosphere this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be like above 60,000 people, which, you know, doesn't sound like a lot based on the fact that we just had 102,000 for UTSA. But they're going to be close. They're going to be all wearing red, and they're going to shout a bunch of things out that are very anti-Texas, you know? And it'll be kind of interesting to see because, you know, Stark's been talking about culture and how they've been coming together through adversity. But, you know, obviously they've been tested against Alabama and UTSA, but this one's going to really show up on the road.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be really interesting to watch. And it seems that the players are pretty hyped up about it, which is interesting just considering that Texas was not very good on the road last year. I think that they went like 1-5 in their road games. But the way that the defense talked about this game, they're like, oh, I'm ready to play the villain. Like, they hate us and we are going to embrace that. So I'm expecting a lot of like playmaking from our defense in that game. I think that they're hungry and they're going to be doing everything they can to get turnovers.
I guess, what do you kind of think is the key to that game?
Just generally, I think everything comes down to our offensive line at this point in the season, just because the quarterback position is a little wishy-washy. Quarterback depth is not great, and none of our quarterbacks are really 100% at the moment. So I think we need to protect the quarterback and continue with that great blocking, great trench gameplay so that we can make holes in running lanes for our running backs to go through. So obviously the running game worked great last week, and it would be awesome to get Texas's wide receivers more involved in the game. You definitely want like a pass attack and like a rushing attack, but I think we should build off the momentum that we had this last week against UTSA.
Nice. Well, I mean, we'll be there, you know. And so be sure to check out our coverage of it. You know, we'll be posting a lot on our social media, which if you want to follow me on Twitter, at Hunter Dworaczyk.
Nobody knows how to spell that.
DWORACCYK. DWORACCYK. My mom taught me that. I had a song in kindergarten.
Ooh. You see, mine is nowhere near as interesting. Yeah. If you want to follow my Twitter, it's at TheJordanKenzie, TheJordanKenzie. It's a fun follow. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by like OU. I'm at like 965 right now. Wow. We're getting there.
We're almost there.
Yeah, we're real hot shots down here.
Yeah, well, thank you all for tuning in. It's been Texas Overtime.
And yeah, we'll see you in Lubbock.